from one of two I've written called The Doves of MOULSECOOMB. So I'll start a bit in the middle. I was drawn to a chalk path lacing up a hill behind my house, a bone path really I recalled from my A-level geology, left over from a tropical prehistoric warm sea teeming with life. Having been raised out of those primordial waters, how sad to be so disconnected from that familiarity now, drained and parched to a crumbling landmass, a path of bones. I was just bones. Bone upon bone, I walked daily, finding my way in a kind of resonance and affinity, finding solace in the companionship of a path of flint, bones and broken dreams to walk off my grief. The winter easterlies tormented me, accelerating over the hill as lone gnarled blackthorn leaned, trailing in the wind. Somehow I girded myself and my bones grew stronger and denser. I was not knocked from my bone trail. As winter rains fell, the path lined, becoming treacherous to walk on, but I moved with precision and focus, and I did not slip or fall. Soon my heart began to well with courage, balming those grief-pierced wounds. As the winter peaked and ice, those bitterlies sliced into my glazed eyes, tearing tears with their icy nails. And slowly a bit of the glaze started to dissolve, and I could see clearly what lay around my feet. Over the hill and into a wild spring, I noticed the small beauties amongst the fescue turf in my downward gaze. The strong whispering of the breeze through mixed tor and broom grasses to which the common blues and gatekeepers danced. Vetch, flowers delicate yet bold in vibrant colours, imperial blues, desert ochres and exotic shapes, grew in between the grasses where sheep's teeth do not reach. I felt the warmth of the sun as it arced over the hill, smelled blackthorn blossom. Sometimes I smelt salt from the sea. I heard the birds. I saw traces of other visitors, fox, rabbits. A stoat dashed slyly past. I grew curious about my companions and started to call them by their names. Some I remembered from school obsessions, others from gardening shows, and those I couldn't look up or find, I made new names for, secret names that only a heart could understand. Finally, I named my closest friend the hill, Lord Chew, which I said means strong bone hill. I felt the support from a friend everywhere. No longer did it bother me to walk the 1 mile uphill from a number 25 bus stop because this path was held by Lord Chew. I no longer cursed my garden where my roses resisted rooting into Lord Chew's bony side. I understood. I took care to walk lightly and be thankful that on Lord Chew's side I had a home. Spring strengthened, and as the sun crested Lord Chew, I hummed to the insects. I called back in mimicry to the birds and sang sonorous lullabies to the calves as they rooted and licked the fence posts and scratched their heads on the barbed wire. I felt known and seen again. The familiarity and friendship with Lord Chew meant I was no longer a visitor or trespasser, but an accepted and welcome sister. There was an ease in the difficulties of the terrain, a yielding and a quietening. Determined to see if I could find a horizon broader than my hope, my heart lifted my eyes, sweeping past the rusting plough and over the top of the hedgerows of hips, haws and elders. Resting and all facing upwards upon Lord Chew's furthest side, which descended to Bevendine Down, was a large bay of white birds. The air was still and blue, and the sun Easter yellow. A tranquillity throbbed in the still blue air, and even the grasses were still. I paused at this marvel. There are doves in MOULSECOOMB.